Hi, I'm David Forrest, Marketing Manager here at Kent Landsberg. I'm with Chris and Greg at our KHL Los Angeles facility. We're going to take a look at a brand new product, Torque Stretch Film. It'll allow you to wrap your pallets more efficiently at a lower cost. Let's take a look at some of the features, advantages, and benefits of this new film.
We're going to show you some of the features and benefits of Paragon's Torque, which is the industry's first true ready-to-apply pallet wrap.
And we will also compare some of these features to the older, bulkier, traditional wound hand wrap, or what our Torque customers now refer to as unfinished hand wrap.
Finally, we're actually going to show you some of the advantages of wrapping with Torque, which outperforms these traditional unfinished wraps in several ways.
They include higher tensile strength, ready-to-apply material, lightweight, damage-resistant edges, improved clarity, better cling, lowest unit cost, less product waste.
Now, without getting too technical, let's talk about load containment, which is the #1 reason anyone uses stretch film in the first place. Companies want to get their products safely from point A to point B.
Traditional films rely on the warehouse worker to stretch or orient the film. Since this requires so much energy to do, you can see here that there's a great deal of stretch or flex left in these traditional films. They simply are not able to bounce back and retain the load. Torque has already been pre-oriented at the plant, and with a little tug becomes very strong. As you can see, Torque snaps back aggressively.
Now, attempting to recreate this kind of load containment with the traditional wrap requires an enormous amount of energy on behalf of the worker, consistently over a long period of time. It's just not realistic to expect. You're putting an enormous amount of stress on the worker's arms, wrists, and back, often requiring them to walk backwards with the film, which is very dangerous. When they invented Torque, the engineers at Paragon developed a revolutionary manufacturing process that does most of the work to strengthen the hand wrap before the worker begins to wrap the pallet. Because of this, the worker is able to generate twice the load containment force with half the work. Also because of this, the worker is able to walk forward with a clear line of sight instead of backwards like before. This process is called pre-orienting the film and is why we call it ready to apply.
Torque hand wrap is about half the weight of traditional or unfinished films. This makes Torque virtually indestructible against any normal warehouse dropping or rough handling. Traditional or unfinished hand wraps are very susceptible to dents and edge problems that create downtime for workers. This is also a big waste of hand wraps.
Torque has tough edges. They're hemmed or rolled over to create two very strong bands.
Take a look at the traditional wrap, which becomes narrower as it's stretched. Now look at Torque, which maintains its width as it's stretched. When placed side by side, the difference is clear.
Torque is a cast extruded film, making it very clear for barcode scanning.
This is a pallet wrapped with a traditional or blown film. It is difficult to see through and even more difficult to scan. This is a pallet wrapped with Torque, and because it is a cast film, it is very clear and easy to scan.
Wrapping with Torque requires significantly less film, which saves you a lot of money.
Stretch film is easily recycled.
By using a product like Torque, you're going to cut your customers' solid waste in half. That's going to save them money on big dumpsters like this and help do our part for the environment.
When it comes to the warehouse, everyone can agree on the worst job.
Wrapping pallets. I hate wrapping pallets. Shrink wrapping a pallet has got to be the worst job in the warehouse.
Now let's wrap some pallets to find out exactly how a worker benefits using torque versus a competitor. Here's a worker using a traditional wrap. He's bent over, walking backwards and clearly straining to get half the load containment of torque. This is why no one likes to wrap pallets. Now here's a worker wrapping the same pallet, but this time with torque. Notice how the torque wrapping technique is simple. The worker walks along the flat side of the pallet using little or no force on the film, then a moderate tug at the corner to lay the film down on the pallet and lock in the strength. He is then free to walk to the next side of the pallet with little or no energy and a clear line of sight.
Torque is a cast extruded film, while most films in this category are blown. What we find is that blown films actually shrink over time, giving you 10 to 20% less film per roll. Check this out.
We started here with 2 new rolls of film. One is torque, and the other is a competitive blown pre-stretched film. We've simply walked off the rolls together to see how the lengths match up.
The difference is pretty clear. Lastly, torque comes in a variety of thicknesses. Torque 1, 2, 3, 70, and 80, and also a variety of widths. Now let's review some of those highlights again.
Absolutely. Higher tensile strength, ready to apply material, lightweight, damage resistant edges, improved clarity, better cling, lowest unit cost, less product waste.
Thank you for spending some time with us today. We hope you found this information helpful and are as excited about this product as we are. Don't forget, Kent Landsberg also sells a complete line of stretch film dispensers as well as Pallet Pro handles. Contact your Kent Landsberg sales representative today to learn more information about this exciting product and place an order.